Welcome to our last April Adobe Creative Express challenge. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. My name is Ellie, and it's fun. We get an extra week together because April has 5 Tuesdays. So lucky us. Please say hello in the chat. Let me know where you are watching from. And if you guys missed any of the last um, videos in this series. They're all available to watch on Behance and on YouTube. You can replay any of those as needed. And so you can check in with all of the things that we were able to do as far as making animations. We played around with creating wedding place cards. We edited our images all in Adobe Express. And so if you want to go back and check out any of those, all of those are available for you, as well as so much other great content on Adobe Live, all available to replay. So let's dive in. Today we are making a presentation, and we're going to be doing everything directly in Adobe Express. There's so much that you can do right here without even having to leave. And I've actually been making all of our business presentations in Adobe Express recently. So, pitch decks for clients. We just spoke at a conference a couple weeks ago, and I made our presentation for the conference, for our workshop, and for our keynote talk in Express. And Arabella spoke at an Adobe event. My business partner spoke at Adobe event a couple months ago, and I made her presentation for that in Express. So, it's a really great tool, and I'm excited to kind of show you guys how it all works. So let me just check in with the chat. Looks like we have Voodoo Val, Pietroir. Thank you guys for being here. And there will be a file that you guys will get if you want to grab the link in the chat. You can get that starter file and you can design along with me. So make sure you check that out if you are interested. Okay, so let's dive in. So in Express, again, we're on our homepage in Express, kind of our jumping off point for wherever we want to go. And I have shown you guys this before, but I love the templates in Express. There's so many great options. If we scroll down through all the different variations, we can get to our presentation templates. So here we go. We're going to click into these and just take a look. If you hover over the icon, it'll kind of show you the different pages that are in that template. So you can see the different options. And we can scroll down and see if there's something that we are interested in. And we're also able to heart our favorites, and those are added to our favorite tab, which is in our home, in our stuff right here. So you can see I have saved this presentation as a favorite. So let's go ahead and customize this template. And like I said, I've been using this a lot for work, but I want to make something really fun today. So we are going to be making a presentation on reading and books because that's one of my favorite hobbies. And Brad is saying the volume is low. So Ryan, let me know if I need to adjust that, and I can take care of that. Just let me know. So um, let's go ahead, and I made a brand for this presentation. So let's talk a little bit about brands. We are able to add our colors and our fonts and our logos and all of our brand assets directly to what's called a brand in Express. So I created this brand for myself. I just put some colors and some fonts just because I wanted to keep it simple. We don't need to have logos or anything crazy for this. But this is going to make it super easy to make sure that our presentation is consistent all the way throughout. So as you can see, I have my Weekend Creative brand here. So this is what I use when I'm creating something for Weekend Creative for our work. I have our portraits down here. I have some templates that we've saved, some fonts, colors, and you can do all of this by going into brands from your homepage and creating a brand right here. And then once you go to create your brand, you can add, let's go ahead and do that. You can add your logos, your color palette, your fonts, and any other assets that you want to directly there. So let's go back into that template that we're going to be playing around with. So right here, customize template, and go ahead and pull up my brand again. So this is the one that I made for this presentation. You can see I have my colors here. And when I click on my color palette, it applies that palette. And then I can go and change the theme. I can cycle and shuffle through that theme until I find something that I like. And this feels really fun. I think I just want to change this. So I'm clicking into this text and I want to change this to be a little bit darker. But other than that, I think this is really fun. So I'll also be able to click over here into my layers and I can see all the layers that are already in this template. So let's go ahead and kind of investigate what was already here. So it looks like this is a texture. It's an image that they're using as a texture that was already added, which is kind of fun. And then there's also some shapes. This is a shape that they place with the text over it. And then there's also a couple other shapes right here that are below the texture. It's making this really fun background. And then up here is the background color. So if I wanted to change the background color directly, I can click into this and then I can change it right there like that. Okay, so I really like the elements that are on here. I think I am going to get rid of this text and these banners at the top and the bottom because they're just not really necessary for this particular presentation. So let's get rid of these. Okay, we're gonna get rid of those. And obviously we need to add our actual title of our presentation. So this, I'm going to actually use the same text and I'm gonna click into it and the title of this presentation is going to be How to Read More. And then let's go ahead and make that way smaller, maybe a tiny bit bigger. And then you can see that they used another, it's the same text, it's just behind it to kind of create, it was like making a little shadow behind the text. So let's go ahead and change that too. And change the size of that. Okay, perfect. And then it goes right behind our other text. And I'm going to go ahead and group those. So Command G and bring it to the center. Perfect. And then let's change this guy to and let's go ahead and change the size of this. Perfect. And I'm going to change the color too because it feels a little bit hard to read. And then we'll make the shape a little bit smaller. I'm going to change this. I think I'm going to change the color of this too. Okay, there we go. Fun. Okay, so another great feature of Adobe Express is that we're able to add elements. So yeah, Voodoo Val says I love the 3D effect there. Me too. I love how they did that, and I think that's one thing I love about templates is you can get ideas of how to use the tools in that way. So we can see that they use that to make an outline, and then we can apply that to our own document as well. So really fun. Okay, let's go into our icons, and we're gonna search books to find something on theme. And let's go ahead and add this one, and then let's add one more too. I'm looking for ones that are kind of have a similar feeling to each other. And then let's play around with the color. Maybe we'll make them darker too. Fun. Okay, we have our books and we have a beautiful cover to our illustration or to our presentation already, which is wonderful. So, let's go ahead and start working on another page, and I want to show you guys how we can do some fun effects right directly into our presentation. So let's look at some of the other pages that they have in here. Um, they're fine, like nothing super crazy. They're honestly, it's a pretty simple design, which is great because that means we can just add kind of our own flair to it. And so the next page that we're going to work on is a page about reading statistics, and we're going to be able to use charts and grids to add some statistics directly into our presentation. And yeah, Apurva says, this is so timely. I have a ton of books to finish. Any book club people here? Yes, I'm a book club person. I love my book club. Okay, so I'm actually going to, let's just go ahead. We're going to add a graph in here or like a pie chart. Um, so I think we could still use this outline, but then we'll just change it up a little bit. So let's go into our theme and apply our theme and go ahead and mix it up a couple times. I think this is the winner. I love this. And we're going to go ahead and um, add some text here. And shrink this down. Go ahead and adjust that. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we can get rid of this text because um, we are going to be adding a little graph here. So let's go ahead and switch out this photo. So let's go ahead and replace it. When I click on it, I can replace it from my brands or libraries if I have images already uploaded, or I can upload something from my computer. But I'm going to go into the photos that are included in Adobe Express. And you can see I already searched books. So let's find a good bookish photo that we can use here, kind of like this one. And then, of course, we can go in and edit this if we want to. So we can make some adjustments here. We can go into our effects and maybe we even make it grayscale or tint it with something that matches the color of the deck. I kind of like this. Let's remove that. Okay, we're going to leave our text there for now. And let's go into our charts and grids. So we're going to view all of our different charts that we have to choose from. And we're going to go ahead and choose a pie chart. You can see that it already applied the colors of the presentation for me, which is wonderful. I'm going to delete that row because I actually only need 3 items. So let's choose item 1. And okay, I love this book discussion that's happening in the comments. I love it. I'm a Harry Potter girly too. I love it. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and make this value. The label is gonna be this is the trying to think of how to word this. It's the percentage of adults that read a book or how many books the average person reads in a year. So 23% said, oh wait, no. They read 0. That would be the value. So 0 is the value, and then, or the label, and then the value is 23%. And then the next one is 1 to 5. Get rid of that too. And that is 29%. And then item 3 is 6 plus, and that is 48%. Okay, so it made all our little values for us. And of course, we can adjust this as needed, but we're going to go ahead and put it down here. I want to center it to my text there. Beautiful. And then, of course, we could add some more details about reading and like this statistic over here. So we could add some text there. And then let's go ahead into our next page. So in our next page, we're going to put some information about why reading matters. So let's go ahead. Actually, I'm going to use this one. So down here, I'm going to drag the pages so that this page comes next. And we're going to go back into our theme and apply our theme, cycle through a few times till we find what we want. I think let's mix it up a little bit since we used purple in our last one. That is great. I'm just going to change these to be darker and these as well, just so you can read them a little bit better. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to actually remove those because we're going to be using icons um, instead of photos on this one. And we're going to put on here, actually, I don't even think we need these. We just will keep these. And then let's go ahead. I want to add a shape behind these. So I'm going to go into my shapes and let's add, oops, I'm going to add a shape behind this. I'm just going to drag it down in my layers so that it's behind. Actually, let's go ahead and adjust it first. Perfect. Centering all of that. Okay. And then let's put all the different reasons that you want to be reading. So it reduces stress. Oops. And boost your focus and your memory. And then the last one. Inspires creativity and empathy. Yeah, this one will fit. We will make them all a tiny bit smaller. Perfect. Great. Great. Okay. And then I want to add icons to this. Where are my elements? Oops. Elements, go back. Icons. Let's find one related to stress. Sure. Let's go ahead and grab this one. And then, of course, we need to change the color. And then let's find one that is related to the brain. Change the color of that. And the size, make it a similar size. And then the last one, you can see how quickly it is to add all of these instead of, having to go in and design all of these yourself. They're all available for you right in Express. Okay. Bring in this guy. Beautiful. Okay. So we have our different, I actually kind of want to pull these down. Our different little tabs here. And then let's go ahead and add one more text that has our title on it. And we're going to add this in, center that. And let's actually make it one of our other fonts. We're going to view all and we're going to do this. Okay, oops. And align that to the center. Okay, perfect. So I want to go ahead and add in some animation into this. So I'm going to go ahead and group these because I want them to all come into the presentation one at a time. And I want them to come in all together. So let's go ahead and animate these. So we're going to go ahead and animate this and have it coming in, rise, and we're going to have it start outside the page, rise up. Not just that, I want it to do the whole thing. Also, why did you get off there? Make sure the whole thing is selected and rise, and then click start outside of our page. And it's only still doing the one. We can go also click into animate all if we wanted to add an animation to our entire presentation page. So because this group is not wanting to cooperate. We're going to go ahead and do that. Let me just remove that animation, and we're going to go into animate all. So animate and animate all. And that will still kind of give me the effect that I want. I could have this come in a few different ways. I kind of like this one, so let's go ahead and leave that. And then I also wanted to show you guys one more thing. Well, actually, two more things. In the time we have left, guys, it goes so fast. Isn't that crazy? But look, so quickly, we already have all three of these pages for our presentation. Of course, if we are including an animation, we either want to present it from this link or export it as an MP4. If we export it as a PDF, that animation is not going to remain in our presentation. So we want to think about how we're going to be presenting it before we add in anything along those lines. But we can also add transitions between the slides. So down here in this little arrow icon, I can add page transitions. And I'm going to do, there's different options. Let's do push. And we can go back to our first page. And then when we present and we go from page to page, it's going to have that push transition. I need to select, push and apply to all pages. Let's go ahead to present. And then it will do that fun little, oh, and there's our extra fun little animation. And then we're also now able to record a video of us talking. So say we are sending this to a client, or maybe this is something where we're wanting to explain part of the presentation in the video format. And the way that we can do that is we go into our media. And we go into videos. So there's, of course, a lot of really great stock videos in here that we could apply into our presentation as well. But we can also click on this record yourself button, and that's going to bring up this window, and I'm able to record. So we'll see how this works for us, but we'll hit record. I'll talk about the presentation, this and that, and it's only recording me on this particular page. And I believe it only can do only up to 5 minutes at this point. So we'll say that that is our recording, and let's go ahead and mute the volume. And then in here, we're able to apply effects to this video. So once it loads, I'd be able to go in there and remove the background. I can crop it down, I can reposition it. And then when I go ahead and present this, I'm able to play that video. So let's go ahead and remove the background because I think that's a great feature to be able to do. It just takes a second. And there's also other effects that we can do in here as well. Of course, we can adjust the volume, the speed, we could make it rounded, all of those things, which is a really great feature as well. Okay, so yeah, it's just gonna take a second. So but yeah, this is a great, especially if you're creating a deck for clients where you're kind of walking them through a pitch or something like that. This is a great way to include your personal touch. And here we go. You can have yourself on all of your pages talking about whatever topic you are talking about. And then right here is then where that video will play. Super helpful. So yeah, that is how we create a presentation in Adobe Express. We have like 1 more minute. So we can go ahead and just keep applying our theme here and then keep going through all the different pages that we have. Of course, we can always click into here and duplicate pages or insert new pages, insert a template page, edit the timeline too for those animations that we have. So we can make adjustments as needed. And then of course, like once you set up a presentation for yourself, we can go into share and we can make a template so that we can use this in one of our brands. Maybe we have kind of a deck that we're always using either for clients or for external things. We can go and make a template for ourselves so that that's always available. And of course, if I also want to share this with Arabella, I would be able to go ahead and type in her email there. I can give her editing access and I can invite her to edit, and she'll be able to make those edits live, and we'll be able to go back and forth and collaborate on this document as well, which is really helpful if you have team members that are working on your presentations with you. So thank you guys so much. I've had so much fun hanging out with you guys the last several weeks. If you make anything on that we have shown on one of these streams, please tag me on Weekend Creative. I would love to see what you guys create and share it. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to Adobe Live so that you get all the great new content that is coming up. And I'm excited to see you guys next time.